Chapter 2 is called Create Belief because the underlying purpose here is to get you to a point where you believe in yourself and you believe that it's actually possible for you to become a full-time business owner, an entrepreneur, and make it work and be successful with it. And that's the hardest thing for a lot of people in the beginning is to realize that they do have the internal makeup to make this happen and to have that sense of self-respect and self-belief that they can do it. But it's a lot easier to create the belief in yourself if you go through a set of proven principles and lessons and exercises so that you're convincing yourself, you're convincing your own mind that you can do this. And it's based on a few different points. Let me walk you through the four basic elements of this chapter. The first one is called business blueprints. Then we go into mind conditioning, guidance and mentoring, and then architecting the new you. But again, the main thing here is that we are trying to get you to a point where your belief in your ability to succeed and overcome your challenges is going to be far greater than your fear of losing that quote unquote security of your job, which is not really security at all. It's just perceived security. But the belief in yourself must be higher than the fear you have of losing that security. And until the belief is higher and bigger and stronger in your mind, you likely won't act. You won't be able to start this business and to go out on your own as an entrepreneur. So, in having said all of that, let's dive right into the first part, which is business blueprints. So the first section, business blueprints, covers three very important and vitally necessary topics that you want to make sure you give necessary time to. And depending on the person, depending on who you are, the amount of time you spend here will change. People with a little bit of experience in entrepreneurship won't need to spend as much time as somebody who's never even considered being a business owner. I'll leave it up to you as to how much time you spend on each one of these ideas and exercises. The three topics are recognizing your own value, product and or service development, plus marketing and sales. Once you combine all these three things together, you have the fundamentals of building a business, and then you can move forward. The first topic is recognizing your own value, and this is probably one of the most common things that I speak to people about when I do coaching with new entrepreneurs or aspiring entrepreneurs. The idea of recognizing what you're worth, recognizing what you bring to the table. And the biggest problem that I see is that most people don't give themselves enough credit. Now there are some cases where I meet very confident people and they think they have the world to share, and I have to sometimes rein those people in. But in like I said, in most cases, people just don't even realize that they have value to offer other people, and that value that they offer can be a business. And the best example, there's a couple examples in the book, but the best example I can give you is if you have a skill, and I don't care what it is. The example in the book is building decks. If you've been building decks and you can put a deck together on your own, even if you've only been doing it for a few months, you can sell that service as a business to someone like me who doesn't have the first clue about building decks. I'm completely useless when it comes to handyman work. And if you're good at it, I don't care if you've been certified or not, you can build a deck for me if you can provide that service and give me the product that I want. Now, obviously, there's some things that go into play with regards to building permits and all that stuff. But I'm just talking about the act itself. You don't need to wait for permission, and in most cases, for the people that I talk to, the businesses that they want to start, don't require certification, don't require anything other than self-belief and recognizing your own value to get started. So that's a big point, and right now, you need to start thinking about what it is that you can bring to the table. You probably have a whole bunch of skills and abilities that other people don't possess that they're willing to give you money for, and you just have to recognize that value in yourself. You may have been developing websites for 1 or 2 or 3 months, but if you can develop a website and put up a good product, somebody who has zero clue as to how websites are built and they need one, you can charge that person money to build a website. That's a business. It's a business opportunity, and you can embrace it and take advantage of it. In fact, the sooner you do it, the sooner that you realize that you're of value to that person and charge them money to produce that product or service for them, the quicker you'll be successful in business. So now that you understand your value and you have an idea of how to place value on your knowledge and your skills, let's talk about translating that into very specific product and or service opportunities that you can develop. Before we really go there, let's actually discuss what a business person is, what a business is in general. A business person is somebody who is solving problems for people at a profit. Now, even my example of the guy building decks, he's solving my problem of not knowing anything about construction or building decks, and he's charging me money for his skills and abilities. So now is where you get to start thinking about all of the things that you bring to the table. And it's a combination of things you're passionate about and things that you have skill and knowledge and ability in. And you're constructing it into and packaging it in such a way that I can pay you money to receive all of the benefit of those skills. Now, the way we're going to do this in this exercise is going to help you come up with your product and service ideas. When you're first getting started out, there are a number of different directions this could go. So this exercise will help you define some of the things that you could get started with. The exercise looks at three different angles or approaches: problems, solutions, and then the audience that fulfills that solution. So here's an example. A problem is that many freelance writers or writers in general experience RSI, repetitive strain injury, where they just spend far too much time typing and they get this really long-term pain in their arms. The solution to that could be to create voice recognition software. And this stuff exists already, so we're just going through a generic example here. Creating voice recognition software so that those writers spend far less time typing and far more time simply speaking, but they're still producing the same results required in their job. Now that audience, it's an interesting thing here, the audience isn't just freelance writers, it's anybody who's writing. So the opportunities will grow as you address a problem and as you come up with a solution that's well-founded and serves the initial client base or the initial audience well. You can grow these things. So that's what you need to do right now, is think about all the different problems that you're able to solve, what your solution is, and who you're talking to. If we use the example of that website developer that I just spoke about in the previous slide, if you're developing websites for people, there are a number of problems you're solving. You're not just solving their problem of not having any web presence. You're solving that problem, but you're also solving the problem that they don't know the first thing about capturing leads online. They don't know how to deal with customers that they've met on the internet, so you can set them up for that. They don't know what a good website looks like. Maybe they don't even have a logo or a header yet for their website. Maybe some of the wording that they thought was going to be appropriate for their website isn't, based on your experience and the things that you know about website design. So there's all these inherent problems that come along with the larger problem that you're solving along the way. So here is your opportunity to address one by one all of the problems, no matter how small or how big they are, that you're solving and what audience that potentially can grow to. Then the next part is marketing and sales. Now, there are so many other elements to business that we're not going to get into in this program, and they are important, and I talk about them in the ebook a little bit, but without marketing and especially without sales, you don't have a business. These are so fundamental to getting started and to being successful that this is where I wanted to dedicate all of the focus and energy from a business blueprints perspective. So there are 5 different topics here, or 5 different points that I want you to study and then go and do the exercise on. I'm going to walk through all 5 of them right now. In this marketing and sales exercise, you're going to learn how to learn. There's no possible way I could teach you marketing and sales in one ebook about quitting your job. This is a study that you're going to have to get yourself in the habit of doing forever, basically. I'm in my 4th year of business now, and I'm studying more marketing and sales techniques than ever before. So I'm already banking on the knowledge I've learned over the past few years, but I'm learning more and more each year, and it's helping me grow my business, and ultimately my revenues and profits keep increasing because I'm learning more of these skills. So in this exercise, you're going to identify and start studying 5 different marketing experts, at least 5. You might even want to do more. And you can find marketing experts anywhere, but the internet's probably your best source to find them and identify them, and then make a commitment to learning that stuff as you go along. I also want you to look into sales communities. So this could be discussion forums online. It could be websites that you go, or blogs where you go and comment on a regular basis and get to know the people there. But the whole point is to learn about selling and learn about the process of exchanging your products and services for money. And there's so many different techniques, strategies, and ideas that you can learn here. And if you haven't ever been in sales before, then this is going to be a skill that you learn slowly but surely over time. And there's nothing else to say about it other than you just have to commit to learning it. Then learning marketing methods. There are so many different ways to get your message out there. Once you start your business, for some businesses, advertising in the newspaper is actually going to work, whereas with other businesses, you could spend thousands on newspaper print ads and display ads and get 0 return on that. So learning the different methods that are available, and obviously the internet's going to be huge for solo entrepreneurs and people that don't have a shop with foot traffic. Learning these methods, it's very important for you, and to identify all the different marketing methods that are out there. It's up to you. It's your job to do this, and then to start partnering with people or taking courses or whatever it takes so that you understand the methods that are available, and then you can maximize your investment if there is money required, or you can maximize your time if you're spending time on doing this kind of marketing. Fourth, marketing courses. So this could be anything. It could be like a downloadable DVD series or an audio series, or you can go to marketing seminars. Some of them are free. There are many cases where you can go to a local small business enterprise center. I know that in Canada they offer those for free as part of our just what's available to us through our government programming. But I don't care where you live, there are courses like this available, and they're usually not all that expensive. Like I said, there are some that are free where you can learn very basic marketing, and then you can scale that up to very advanced and specific marketing for your industry, for your niche. And again, it's up to you to find these people that can help you with that. The fifth step in this exercise is to go and watch business programs. As an example, there's a program in Canada called, and I believe it's in the UK as well, called Shark's Tank, where entrepreneurs go on this show and pitch their ideas to already very successful entrepreneurs who are looking to invest into new companies. What I like about it is that if you like to watch TV and you like to, sit down and just enjoy a program, well, you can still keep that habit, but instead of watching something that's mindless and doesn't get you anywhere, you can switch it without killing your habit altogether and now watch something that's going to fuel your business and maybe give you some ideas. And what I find when I watch programs like this is that I can only get partway through and I'm so excited and energized and often get some ideas that I've got to go back and start working on my business again. But ultimately, it's about learning sales, learning marketing, and learning how all of these things work, both at a psychological level and then at a physical level when it comes time to implement the ideas.